it's Sarah. I am back with yet another video. I wanted to make this one just to update you guys on everything that's happened in the past few weeks, maybe a couple weeks, I don't know. The last video I made was the grand mal seizure one. So, that was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. Anyway, so as you guys have noticed, I am not in my same place that I usually make videos. I'm not at home anymore. I moved out. I am now in college. So this is my apartment. And anyways, so this is my second attempt of making a video. I actually made a really good video, and it was about 22 minutes long, something like that. But when I watched it, there was no sound on it. So hopefully I can make just as good of a video as I did before. So I'm kind of upset about that. Anyway, I will tell you guys all the stuff that's happened. So let's see. Well, the last seizure I had was my first day of being here, and that was like a week and a half ago, and I had a couple. So I had been kind of, it was the first day of, a new stage in my life, college, come on, and I was at this dance thing with my roommates, and at one point, I have 3 other roommates, but at one point I was only with one of them, and, I went, I had a seizure. I was staring off into space, and my roommate didn't even know about it, so she was just like, Sarah, and she's putting her hand in front of my eye, saying like, Sarah, you're like staring, like, what the heck? And then she's like, I'm gonna take a picture of it, because she thought it was funny, just because, it's such a blank stare. So she took a picture, she showed it to me, and I was still in that trance, so I'm just kind of like, oh, Anyway, so I was really worried, or not worried, I was nervous because I don't like telling people about it. Obviously, I will if I need to, but I don't like it. It doesn't make it any more fun. But I didn't tell her, so yeah, there was that. So those are the only ones I had. My hair is bothering me, sorry. I know a lot of people touch their hair in videos, and I don't like that, but oh my gosh, okay. It's like you're staring at yourself, and then you see all these things, so you just don't want to touch it. Okay. I won't touch it. It's so hard. Okay, back to what I was saying. Okay, so, things went good. So my VNS is good. Wow, everything was great in the other video. I'm trying to think of what I said. Well, let's see. So I finally told, okay, this first. So, I get my medications in the mail and through this pharmacy, and, which is really nice. So I was running out of Lamictal, and I called them, right after I got here, and they said they would send it, and I was still kind of worried about it because, I don't want to run out of my medications. That would be really, really bad. And, it didn't come, and I was also really worried because, I have a new address, so I had to change it, and, I was worried, like, maybe they have the wrong address. So it didn't come, and so I called them a couple days ago, and I said, hey, so I still haven't got my medications yet, what's going on? And then the lady said that I would get the medications, that day, and I didn't. And so the next day, I was gonna call my doctor, or my neurologist, and see if she could send in, like, a an emergency prescription thing, just so I can have some until it came in the mail. And, but I got the package that day, so I didn't have to do that. And I was really happy about that. So, my roommates, they know I take medication, but they didn't know what it was for. And so I told them, well, I was just saying, yeah, I'm so excited, I got my medication now, or, I'm gonna get it, or something like that. And then they said, so wait, why do you take medications? Like, what are they for? And, I remember I just kind of paused for a second and I said, well, I have seizures. And so that finally came out, and I told the roommate who I was with that night when I had him, I said, so, how, that night at the party, how I was staring off into space and you took a picture? That was a seizure. And she said, wait, are you serious? Like, you had a seizure and you didn't tell me? And I'm like, well, it wasn't even a big deal. I was going to tell her eventually, So, yeah. And I told him about my VNS and my surgery and everything. And, before I told them, because my VNS goes off every 5 minutes and I'm talking a lot of, I talk all the time. So it would go off and I was talking to them and I would feel really dumb and they didn't know about it. So, I told them, I said, so how when my voice goes all funky, like, it's because of this. And they said that they didn't really notice it. So I guess that's good. But then they said, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I mean, it wasn't a big deal, and it was really nice for them to know. And I told them about the magnet thing that I use for my VNS, and they said, so if you were to ever have a seizure, we could just, like, swipe it across. And I'm like, yeah, well, but I know when I'm having them, so I can swipe it myself. Like, that's what I always do, but I suppose you could if you wanted to. But, so... one of my roommates was kind of the one who saw me have the, small staring spell one. She's like, oh, so, I think she asked about the big seizures, grand mal seizures, and I told her that I don't get those. Like, the only reason I ever have them is if I miss a 24-hour, I have a 24-hour period without any medications. And the thing is, with that, it scares people because, if you tell them that your seizures are just really small and you don't look, you're just staring off into space, they're fine with that. They're like, oh, you have seizures, but it's not a big deal. But obviously, even though I don't have grand mal seizures, I have had them in the past. Like, I had them a couple weeks ago because I missed a dose. Like, I missed 24 hours, I threw it up. So I have to tell them, I can't just say, oh, no, I don't get those. I say I don't, but there's a possibility. I say, well, the only seizures I really have are the small ones because I'm on my medications, which stop the grand mal seizures. But I say, the only reason I ever have a grand mal seizure is if I miss 24 hours without having any medication. But that scares them, and I don't want to have to say that because I don't have them all the time, but I have them rarely, but I still have to tell them. So, okay, I just got a text. Okay. Anyway, so, they were, yeah, so she's like, yeah, I would have to call the ambulance or 911 or something, and then I just said, I had to spend like 10 minutes convincing her not to do that, because if I have a grand mal seizure, I don't need to go to the hospital. I have them at home and I'm fine. Like, the only reason I would ever need to go to the hospital, the only reason people ever need to go to the hospital for seizures is first of all, if you've never had a seizure before, obviously go to the hospital. If it's like the seizure's really long, obviously call 911. But, for an epileptic, like someone, who has epilepsy, it's like something that just happens. But So I was trying to explain that to her, but she kept freaking out. She's like, it's just my nature, like, and I'm like, wait, okay, don't call 911. So finally she said no, she won't. And my other roommate said how she, like, learned about seizures once or something, so she knows what to do, like, to make sure I'm on my side, to hold my head up, and all that, and make sure my, just, there's nothing in my mouth, nothing in the way. So I'm glad she knows about that. So I'm really glad that they know about it now, and they're really, really nice, and they're great. They're like my best friends now, and I just feel so comfortable with it. So I was going to tell them eventually. It's stressful. So anyway. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you guys. So, since I have a double vision, I made sure to only take afternoon classes. Originally, I was signed up for 5 classes, all in the afternoon. And there's one that actually goes from 5 to 8 o'clock at night. And that's, I have to do it. I mean, it's an afternoon class. So, I mean, it's really long. But anyway. So, I have those because of my double vision. I was nervous, but when I came up here, for those of you who don't know this, when you're in college, well, so I don't know who my viewers are, or like my, how old you guys are, and it doesn't matter, but, for those of you, if you don't know, at colleges, they have things, disability services, and so if you have a disability and you need accommodations, just go talk to them, and they will help you. I was really nervous about this, but, basically, you talk to them and you tell them, well, first you have to have a doctor's note. So before I came up here, my neurologist wrote me a note explaining, my disability and, how I have epilepsy and, like, what it does and, like, how, it affects me. And so I gave it to them. Before you can even make an appointment, you have to have that note. So they're pretty strict on that. At least they are here. So I made an appointment and I talked to them, and the guy was really, really nice. I told him about everything and how it, affects me and stuff. And so basically my accommodations are that, when I have really bad double vision, I have to get up and leave class. Like, obviously I don't want to, but I'll have to get up and leave, and, and so there's that. And also there's not really assigned seats, at least in any of my classes, and from what I've heard, they don't really do assigned seats in college. But yeah, so but if there were any, I would get, I sit next to the door, but I sit next to the door anyway. Just, I have to make sure I get the door seat. Also, with tests in the testing center, I get a whole room to myself and with no one around. Tests generally they're not timed because, they're open till a certain amount of time, but you have all day to go take the test. And so with me, like, if it were ever timed, I would get more time. But, the only thing that would ever, keep me from finishing is if I were to take the test, like, right before it closes. So there's that, and I also get, leeway on assignments, so if, I can turn them in late if I ever had to. So there's that, and, like, if I'm ever absent because of this, then, it's not, so they know that I have this. So the disability service guy typed up some, he typed up the letter and he printed out, some so I can take them to my teachers, and they, they tell you to take them to your teachers, and in the letter actually doesn't say that, it doesn't say my disability, but the disability services guy said that sometimes it's good to actually tell your professor, that way they actually like understand it better. So I used to be taking 5 classes, but now I'm only taking 3 because the first one I took, I did not like the teacher at all, and so I dropped that, and then I was also going to take harp lessons, but then I realized I didn't even want to take that, so I dropped that. So I only have 3 classes now, and I think it's 7 credits. And I know that's not a lot, but right now it's what I need to do. So, just, you guys know, don't push yourself, okay? I mean, obviously you want to push yourself in some things, but at least for me, it's my first year and I'm going through this, so it's something that I need to do right now. So I'm really happy with it. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. This video is shorter than the one I made previously. I feel like I'm missing something. I don't think so. So, yeah, things are going good. I'm really enjoying college, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions, comment below, as always. And I'm glad you guys, thank you for watching my videos. I really, really appreciate it, and I make them so that, you guys can be informed and learn more about epilepsy and the VNS. And so if you guys, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.